They cut down my memorial oak and sold it, so I sold their entire showroom. My property sat on 1 acre at the edge of town, a flat piece of land bordered by a shallow creek and a line of limestone posts set there in 1958. The house was a low brick ranch built by my grandfather, who planted a single white oak the year my father was born. The tree stood 73 feet tall, its trunk measuring just over 4 feet across. When my father passed, we placed a small bronze plaque at its base. The oak's shade covered half the yard by late afternoon, and its roots had grown around the old stone foundation like a clasped hand. Across the road sat Danner & Co. Home Interiors, a glossy furniture showroom that had replaced an old feed store 3 years earlier. The owner, Greg Danner, liked to describe himself as a fast mover. He spoke quickly, parked diagonally across 2 spaces, and liked to gesture with his car keys. When he first introduced himself, he said, "If you ever need more light on your property, we'll take care of that view for you," and laughed in a way that made it unclear whether he was joking. I was away on a 3-day work trip in early March. When I returned, the oak was gone. Only a rough circle of clay remained, scattered with sawdust and a few splintered roots. The plaque lay bent near the curb. Across the road, stacked by Danner's loading dock, were clean-cut oak slabs, pale and freshly milled. Greg stood beside them, talking with a contractor. When I asked, he said lightly, "That old tree was leaning. We salvaged the wood, figured it was better used than wasted." He added, "You'll thank me when you see the light on your lawn now." I didn't argue. I photographed the stump, the plaque, the piles of lumber, and the half-buried stone posts showing the true boundary line. Then I called the county forestry officer, who arrived the next morning with a transit level and clipboard. After measuring twice, he said, "This was a protected specimen tree on your parcel. Cutting it's a commercial violation, not just trespass." A week later, Danner's attorney sent me a letter offering a goodwill payment of $1,000 for landscaping inconvenience. I filed the forestry report, the photos, and the property survey with the zoning board. The hearing lasted 12 minutes. The chair read the findings: unauthorized commercial timber removal, improper resale, and unpermitted wood storage. License suspension pending restitution. On a gray Tuesday morning, 2 county trucks and a flatbed arrived. Workers inventoried every oak slab, every table, and every countertop made from that wood. Each piece was tagged and loaded for evidence storage. The showroom floor was stripped bare by noon. Greg tried to stop them, raising his voice until the inspector said, "Sir, you're under order. Step aside." He did. By evening, the lot across the road was empty, and my yard was quiet beneath the open sky. The plaque sits again at the edge of new soil, waiting for a sapling. The ground holds steady now,